my son, then go get it. Go get it. Go get it. Photo poor, so photogenic. All my life I've been a go getter. Wake up in the morning, kiss my son, then go get it. Top floor, top dog, like I just signed a TDE. Gang, 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 gang. No, we all got.
Today, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports.
By Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. Taking it about the 1, and not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Fields going to throw right away. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
That was awfully nice. Hit him in stride, and off he went. It was almost like the ball hitting him was like him receiving a baton, and he was running the anchor leg in a relay race.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
The Bears on the move. They've got another first down. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. This defense for the Vikings, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
2nd and 5 now. Fields. He gets this to Jones over the middle. And the Bears are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Here's Foreman. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. When they're lined up in the 46 defense like that, running is just going to be a slog.
Especially if you're trying to run it in the middle of the defense. So what you're hoping, get a stalemate against the 3 across the front, and can you get some one-on-one blocks that you can win on the perimeter? To me, that's the best place to carry the football.
Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Now Fields on 3rd and goal. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He's sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him. York able to send this one through, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first. Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that, and this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start the drive with Cook. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 18 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown. Play action now. Cousins.
Well, to no one's surprise, he gets an early rep right there, and they've been playing their best ball this season as they've built this winning streak. And that includes the ground game, where he's kept the offense productive and put them in position to win ball games. The question now is, can this defense that he's facing do what others haven't and finally put a stop to this streak?
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On play action, Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. The Vikings at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he's got this to Jefferson. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll run with Cook. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. To throw, Cousins. Flush to his right. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. From the 15 now after the sack. It's 3rd and goal. Off the play fake, Cousins. And it'll be intercepted. And the Bears are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. And the defense, Charles, they bit a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them at the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Back to the air, Fields on 2nd down. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Brian Asamoah working his way in to pick up the sack. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Fields. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a real...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. 30. 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go. As they take the field. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Fields. He's going to have the hook up to Scott. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Taking it about the 16. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Play fake. Cousins. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Khalil Herbert to return it from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Chicago offense set to get started. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
On first down, it's Fields. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down now, but that clock rolling. Now it's Fields. His throw incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
2nd and 10. Fields again. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. Touchdown, Bears. Robert Tunyon, 62 yards. And the Bears get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it was Robert Tunyon capping it all off on the touchdown grab. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. With a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here on offense. There was a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
Kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but we're going to the headliner each and every time. And that's not easily done because, you know, all the defenses are kicking towards him right now. That means he's fighting his way through traffic, finding ways to get open, even when he's not supposed to be.
They go play action. Cousins. Flushed out right. And complete right side to Cook. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Cousins. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Cousins escaping the pressure right. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
He's got a man complete. The 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 74 yards. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guys covering take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by them. And once he's by them, there's no catching them. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Fields rolling to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 15. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So here are the Vikings to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. First down, here's the run with Cook. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throwing, Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's got a man complete. they'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
The dynamic duo is doing damage in this one, and they've certainly been on point throughout. And they hook up again for another big play.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with Cook.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
And they're going to speed things up here. From the 44, Cousins.
They're going for Jefferson downfield.
Touchdown, Vikings! Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
On play action, Fields. This one completes a Tunyon underneath.
That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
I know I spend a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. They'll run with Foreman.
Stop made there by Brian Asamoah. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Fields now to throw.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 38-yard line. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 38.
Fields. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 41. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
On 2nd and 10, Cousins. Looking left side, and it's complete.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Now Cook running right. Oh, now he's stripped. He lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession. From the 41, Cousins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
On third down, Cousins. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Cook is in. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Bears offense now getting ready to take over.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On 2nd and 10, Fields. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. This offense so far on third down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Complete to Deontay Foreman at running back. Finding room at midfield.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. And it'll move the chains.
With this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline, because he certainly wants
pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Brian Asamoah able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Throwing on 2nd and long.
Fields.
And he's going to go down again.
Brian Asamoah
in there again as he's able to pick up sacks on both 1st and 2nd down.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Flush to his right. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Fourth down. Fields has to have this one.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. First down, here's Cousins. Out to his left.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Here's Cousins. They'll roll him out right.
Thrown toward the sideline, and Jefferson's got it.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Cousins gets this one out wide quickly. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. They'll run for it with Cook, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Chicago offense set to get started. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fields. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively they burn it here with 1:51 left. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Back to throw. Fields.
And that is incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at the 18. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Cousins here to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Another try after the 1st down sack. Cousins flushed out right. That's to Cook out of the backfield. They'll give him 4 yards there. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Cousins to throw it. Oh, wide open, complete. And now off to the races down the right side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. Yeah, can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. And by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camp, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Vikings, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Houston Texans.